Hello everyone and welcome back to another repair video on the channel. My name is Antoine and today I have an iPhone 11 Pro, came with no service or keep surging. This one has a modem firmware and also has an IMEI when dialing star hashtag 06 hashtag in the phone app. So basically the phone can read the SIM and the IMEI is present and also the modem firmware is present, but we don't have service, no service or keep surging. Now the history of the device is unknown, but the basic diagnostics without opening the device already gets mentioned in another iPhone 7 network problem, I guess, before, and also again repeating it in this video. Also you can immediately check the antenna flex, which I will also check and show you in this video. But in this one we'll be talking about basic networks, and this is the first time I have this kind of problem on an iPhone 11 Pro. So I'm excited to repair this one and to know more about the iPhone 11 Pro network system. So the last thing I'm going to check is just to show you that the problem is also not in the SIM card itself. So I'm going to take the SIM card and put it in another device, another iPhone 7, just to show you that the problem is not in the SIM as well. So inserting the SIM, surging. And as you can see, we have network bars and everything is looking okay. So the problem in the device itself. So now let's go and open the device and see what are we going to expect and what is waiting for us. Let's go. So I'm going to speed forward this process, which is trying another antenna flex, and also I opened the device and it seems that I'm the first guy who opened this one. And also another PS. Before you open any iPhone or Apple device, always check the warranty. I guess that includes on the devices that purchased it not so long ago, but I've checked on this one and the warranty, and this device was out of warranty, so I'm good to go. So here we go. I'm going to turn on the device and see if we have service. Change the password also, not to hide it every time. And again, everything is the same. So now we're going to go under the microscope and see what is, again, waiting for us. Let's go. So, nothing to say here. The board looks clean. I'm the first person who is going to work on it. Let's remove those stickers that are for the waterproof and separate the boards. So now we separated the boards and we are going to test the board in the board tester. I'm going to speed forward almost all the progress, all the process, because I don't want to make this video so long. So as you can see, we still don't have a service. Now let's go and reset the network settings. As you can see, we have a 1 bar service, but again, no 2G, no 3G, it's a fake one. Yep, still, I guess, yeah, still the same, no service. So now we're going to go deeper in the board and see where's the problem. Okay, I see my board and I see my multimeter, and now let's measure the two boards. And of course, I always begin with the baseband BMU and WTR, and then baseband, of course, arriving to the pads on the board. And we have a couple of also high medium band ICs in the upper board, must check also. But before I continue talking more about this problem, here you can see on your screen a couple of steps to check when you have no service or no modem firmware, basically all network service problems that you can face while repairing. Check the board visually if it has any burn corrosion, check if there is any amp leak from the two boards, measure components near the RF ICs, like baseband PMU, WTR, which is the transceiver, or the baseband itself, etc., etc. Also check connection on the board itself, if the sandwich board, of course, from iPhone X and up. And if everything looks okay, check output voltages, oscilloscope recommended. So we arrived to the upper board, and I'm going to pass the downside of the board because there's only an ultra-wide band for Wi-Fi IC, and also an antenna feed and 5 GHz antenna for Wi-Fi Bluetooth. So now we must focus on those 4 ICs. Each one has its own work, as you can see on the screen. And now we are going to check the pads around the ICs. Most of them are ground, so I'm going to speed forward everything and check all the pads. There will be a lot of beeping from my multimeter because, as I said, almost all of them are ground. And now we are going to go to the other side of the pads and check. Everything looks okay. Let's go. So you can see, and now we have a short on VFI underscore HI underscore 3V15, which I'll be talking a little bit more about it. About this one in schematics on ZXW, and as I can understand that it goes to those 2 capacitors, which could be the problem because in RF a very small amount of leak from any IC could be caused by those small capacitors, because I'm hoping it will not be the IC. But now let's go to the ZXW to learn a little bit more about this. Let's go. So to keep it simple, we have those 2 ICs over here. The first one, which is this one from Broadcom, I guess, a medium-high band power amplifier, and the other one is the power amplifier, which is UHB, which stands for ultra-high band power amplifier. Now we'll be focusing on the second one, which is this one, but real quick to see where this line goes. You can see to those. Just turn off the board hardware picture. As you can see, this ZXW is very fucked up on macOS using crossover. Goes to those 2 capacitors and also to the power amplifier over here, the high medium band, and of course goes to the other side. Now because we separated the boards, the downside of the board is not shorted. The short is over here, so it could be those capacitors or this capacitor, or also it could be the antenna feed over here. But now let's just go to the schematics and talk a little bit about this IC. I'm just gonna keep it simple. To put it simple, the IC job is, or most of the power amplifier job is to transmit the signal using antennas, because the antennas requires input signals at thousands of kilowatts of power. And here comes this IC job, which is to increase the magnitude of power of modulated waves to a high level enough for reaching the required transmission distance. Now, of course, this is the basic work, as I said, explanation for RF or radio frequency power amplifiers. Now, of course, this IC came up by Skywords company, and I searched a little bit about this IC, but again, can be 100% sure why this happens or why this happened. It could be due a hard impact, or it could be due to a hardware manufacturer error. Now, I guess the main thing is to fix the phone today, and now we're going to go and inject 3 volt, because this is a line called VFE HI, which is 3 volt 15. I'm going to inject 3 volts in this line and see where is the short. So now we remove the short, and now we're going to test the board in the board tester, see if we'll have service after we remove the short. And as you can see, we have a 3G, and now let's go and dial. Let's see if everything's okay. Yep, everything looks fine. Now I guess let's go and solder the board together, and again test our final test and see if everything is okay. and now for the final test, let's turn on the device and insert the SIM card and see if we have a service. Yep, everything is looking okay. We have an LTE, and now let's dial and see if we can hear a sound when we call. Yep, everything looks okay. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. If the video was helpful, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for additional content in the future. As always, stay safe and have a good day. I'll catch you guys in another repair video. Peace out.